Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to make a simple pair of earrings using a ring, some chain, and some paddle pins. Let's turn down and I'll show you what I mean. Now this is a relatively simple pair of earrings, which I hope you're going to enjoy making with me. And the most difficult part is hooking things together. So what we're going to do is we have 6 paddle pins here. This is a paddle pin. It's got a little paddle at the bottom as opposed to a ball or just a flat spot. And what we're going to do is these are going to hang from our rings. 1, 2, and 3. And then in between those 3, we're going to have some chain. And on the end of the chain, we're going to have one little beaded piece hanging down. So it's going to sort of look like so. And we'll cut the paddle pin, the 2 side paddle pins, to the length we want. So we're going to sit, so it's going to sit sort of like this. Oh, sorry, you can't see how I have it at the end there. Let's pull it up some. And we are going to have our main paddle pin here, then our side ones on either side, and a bead on the chain right here. And so we're going to want our bead to be a little smaller, and then our paddle pins to be smaller yet. Now you'll probably ask me why I have all these little round jump rings. That's because we're going to put 2 round jump rings between each of these to give a little space to keep them from banging into each other as much. They'll bang into each other some. Now, the thing I'm going to do first is we need to, don't run away. We need to take our first paddle pin, they're all about the same length, and we need to take our bell making pliers. Now, if you wanted to hook these directly to the ring, you could, but since you have to do the chain on jump rings, you might as well do these as well. So the largest one, we want to just make a simple loop at the top. I'm not going to make a wrapped loop on these because it would take up too much of our paddle pin, and we want our paddle pin mostly to hang down. Oh, why are you not turning the rest of the way? There we go. Now we want to make sure our little loop is closed. So there is our first paddle pin, and I may have turned that different than what I needed to do, but let's see, because yes, I did. So we want our paddle and our pin to face the same direction. So we will turn this. And if we don't want to turn, it won't turn really easily for us. We can always use this as one of the others and just shorten it. So it's going to sit like here. And this is going to be a very swingy pair of earrings because we are going to have that. Now we're going to take our little bit of chain and we're going to wrap one of these up put it on the chain and then cut the chain so we can see about how long we need it to be. So over and about, drop it, bring it over, leave a gap. Come on, I don't think it gapped for me. So we're going to need to open it up. Needs to go on the chain. And then we will bring our wires back together. Move this one up because it's very far down there. Then we're going to give it a few wraps. Now you could do a simple loop here as well if you wish to. I like a wrapped loop, but it's a matter of preference, I know, for a lot of people. So tuck it in. Now we're going to see where this one is hanging in conjunction with this one. So we'll put her like this, and we want it about right there. So we want to cut our chain about right here because we're going to use a jump ring to hook the chain onto the ring, of course, also. So we want it to be right about here. So now we'll see how many links that is. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 links. So come on, sit there straight because I want you to, I want to make sure that that is exactly where I want you. Yep, so 14 links, so we'll need 3 more pieces of chain at 14 links. One for this pair of earrings and one for the other. This earring and then one for the others. Oops, now I'm counting 15. Nope, still 14. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. Doesn't look like 14 anymore. That looks shorter. Oh, it is 14. So that's going to go over here on this side with the next bead hook to it. And we'll need 2 more pieces for the other. Okay, I've cut the other chain I needed. We'll set this aside along with the other things we don't need yet. Well, we don't need half of these rings either, but we'll just put those aside like so. Now we need to put this last, this bead and wrap it up so it will go with our other chain here. Up and over and around, bring her down, bring her over, leave a gap, lollipop her up. Then through the chain, hold her in place. Wrap it up. Trim it, tuck it. So there is our 2 side pieces and our middle here. Now the next step, that length looked a little funny. I thought maybe I had a piece hanging off, is to make these 2, and we want those to be shorter. So we're going to cut them. We're going to cut just a little bit off of each one. I'm going to cut these all the same length right now so that I don't have to worry about them being different sizes. So get 2 of these from over here and do the same. Okay, so now we have 2 for each side of these other ones. Now we're going to take and we're going to turn these 2. I didn't cut off a lot because I wanted that, because we had to leave space for our turn. I think our turn is going sideways to where we want it, but we'll get it fixed. See, it's a little bit not straight there. So that one now will sit to this side. And it could have been a little bit shorter, it looks like. But we'll see, because it is going to go up on the ring a little bit, so it might not need to be. Now again, we want to try and get this to go the way we want it, which is, oops, don't bend it over the big side, you want it over the little side. And it's a little bit off again. There we go. And now we have put this one together. So to do that, we're going to put on 2 of the little round jump rings, and we're going to use Tinky Tots to put the other pieces on. So we'll need 5 of these for each earring. Oh, that's way more than I need, but that's all right. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll probably need one more over on this side over here, but we'll worry about that when we get to there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to hook these pieces on. So we'll open our Tinky Tot, take whatever piece we want to start with, open it up, and put it on our ring. Now this ring is a little wide, so it's wanting to hold our jump ring open just a little bit, but I think we're going to be fine with it. I just have to work it till we get it right. There we go. So there's our paddle pin hanging, the first one. Then we'll get the 2 chains and the other paddle pin. Then we'll do our rings. I'm doing these first because I don't want the rings to get in my way as I try to do these. So we'll just grab one of our chains. Now you can put these on in whichever order you want, as long as you get them in the right order by the time you're done. Come on, you. Don't give me flack. The other two behaved so well, and then this one wants to be a naughty one. There we go. Oop. Okay, there are the regular pieces all put in place. But now we have the step of putting on all of the little jump rings. And these little jump rings are simply to hold things into giving a little space between the others. Oops. And that's why we're using the round ones, because they're not going to have anything on them. They're just going to be giving a little space between the other rings. And I've got out enough to put 2 between each of the pieces. What are you doing? There we go. So this is going to, like I said, act as little spacers between our chains and our other pieces here. So I've got out enough to have 2 for each. And you can put them all on at once or a little bit at a time, as far as the spacing is concerned. Just make sure you get 2 between each one. And you'll notice I'm just letting things fall where they want to right now. But I am getting all the pieces in where I want them at. Once I have all the pieces in place, then we will see. There's none between these two. So we can put 2 in here. Now we have to see where we're at as far as everything is concerned. Okay, this paddle pin goes over this way. This jump ring is pulled up a little bit. See, it's curled over to that side some, so we need to push it back into place. Okay. Okay, we only have 1 ring here, so we need 1 more right here. This one, 2 rings, this one, 2 rings this one, but only 1 ring here, so we need 1 more ring here. This ring isn't closed quite right. There we go. So see how that gives a little gap between each one there? Now I'm going to put 1 more on either side of our whole bunch here. And since these are the outer ones, we can just put the other one right here. Now the last step is to put our ear wire on. And we only need 1 jump ring for that, but I'm going to use a slightly larger one than the Tinky Tot, so that, come on, I need 1 more. No, I only need 2. It's easier to get it on because this is up into the bar a little bit, so we need to give it room to get on there. Now this doesn't have any definitive front and back, so you can just slide your ear wire on, close it up, and I don't think that's closed all the way. It doesn't look like it. Oh, it's got a little gap, so we're gonna wiggle it till we get it scraping. There it goes. Didn't take much. Up you go, baby. And I want that to fall into the back if I can get it to. Go. So now this earring is finished. Now we just need to do the second one. So let's bring all these goodies forward, slide this back, and we will, that's our big one for our post. There's our Tinky Tots. Though in all actuality, since we're doing all of these as all these little round ones in here, we could just use round ones for holding our pieces on too, but we needed 1 more Tinky Tot. We need to put these together. Here's our beads, and here is our chains. And those are our decorative pieces. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is to make our paddle pins. Okay, those are done. Next is to put our little beads on the chains. Now that those are all done, the next step is simply to put everything together. So of course we just have to take our little jump rings here, put these on, and then put our other things on here. So, you know, we could do this by doing them all at the same time. To do that, we can close this baby up here. Come on, you. Come on, what'd you do here? There we go. The ring wanted to not come through. So in order to do this all at the same time, just take your rings and put one on the outside of this piece. Then two more on the other side. And since this is the outside one, whichever way this second one goes is no big deal. It will be as soon as you start putting your other ones on. For instance, This will roll around to one side or the other. Now this one has become this outer one because we rolled it to be there. So now we'll put the chain on. Now it's got its two in between, and we can put two more for the next one. And we're doing this so we just go straight down the line from our base pieces to our jump rings, and just do one then the other, then one then the other, until we have everything put on. Come on, you, don't fight with me. You're a simple jump ring. Okay, that was number 2. So now we put the second chain on. Now it looks like I just have one more jump ring, so I have extras here, obviously. There's our, now we just have to put on our post. So we've got our jump ring here. Open it up and put on our ear wire, or our stud as the case may be. Close that baby up. I don't think it's quite there. There we go. I heard it that scrape. And there we go. There's earring number 2. So there is our fun little chain and paddle pin earrings with our jump ring spacers. Oh, come on, you. Go where you're supposed to. There we go. Aren't those pretty? I think they turned out very cute. Now I am going to change these back pieces to the ones I prefer, which are the ones with the silicone around the edge. Let's see if I can see those easily. There should be right here. So I've got a couple of these style, and we'll put those on. I like those. I think they turned out quite cute. Or are you not going on? No, I was pushing you sideways. That would be a good explanation of why. So there we go. There's our earrings. Aren't those adorable? So there we go. There are our earrings made with our paddle pins and chain and jump rings and one ring. I hope you enjoyed making these with me. I think they turned out very cute. I really like them. I hope you do too. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and these pretty little earrings are made just from items from my stash. A ring, some paddle pins, a little chain, one little bead, and a ear stud, and a whole bunch of little tiny round jump rings. Those round jump rings I use them as spacers as opposed to jump rings themselves. And that just keeps our things from smacking into each other so easily. So I think it turned out really pretty. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and again, we've been just using things from my stash to make these fun earrings. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.